I'm not even in the room. Welcome back, my people. I hope it's better now. Please, I like to have that feedback. So I will send the link back. So they don't want us to hear the history. So, hello, Mary. I sight you. You're welcome. So you remember what the brother was saying in the last video, the history brother, and he said that yeah, Ojukwu didn't remit to the center because he didn't acknowledge Gowon as the new head of state. And in fact, it was like, why should he acknowledge Gowon? So, like, are you actually really saying this? Like, I mean, I feel like when you are talking, you should also listen to yourself. Are you really saying that Igbo people were rounded up to go and fight for the feelings of an egomaniac, like, to have his ego? You don't have to be there, be governor. You don't like the new head of state, you cannot stand him, you don't accept it, resign and walk out, and the next soldier will take over the governor of the southeastern region. It's as simple as that. Was he really wanted? Is that really what you have to go and round up the whole ethnic nation and pump up their emotion and already? I mean, people, wake up. Wake up. Welcome back, my people. These people, they don't go put this thing again. Oh, normally they would just put that sound and they will start claiming copyrights on that sound. I don't know. Now wait till we see for their hand. And they always put it when something important is being discussed. Like that brother was discussing, and we're like putting it back and telling it the real motivation. The real motivation is not whatever cool another thing and whatever happened. No, the real issue is we are looking at a military, like when you misbehave in the military, the repercussions, the consequences. As a soldier, your own is to obey your command. You understand? Or you withdraw. That was just the simple thing that happened there. And for him not to face his own mutiny, then he not like, oh, we are all not free. Come, I'm not gonna be with. And then because they were asking him, I sent that video to you guys in the chat. And they're asking him that, like, guy, this thing you are doing, it can lead to, have you ever considered that what you are doing can actually lead to something of this magnitude, that there's going to be a big conflict that will cause? He said, yeah. And if he knows that, and they have waited for it, they are prepared for it all their life. Guy, you don't get food, you don't get medicine, you don't get anything. They make man say you don't prepare for this all the days of your life. You don't prepare for this. You even they make man say Nigerian people are waiting, then they only for one platoon. Yeah, they don't get anything. It's gonna work. They will be shocked. The way he's even doing his face, he goes, say, I waiting, they like, hello? A complete disconnect from the reality. I've answered it. The cause of the conflict is because Ojukwu refused to acknowledge the new head of state and refused to send the remittance of the eastern region to the center. That's it. He said he's not going to repeat it because he don't want to accept the change of power and the new situation. If you think exactly, thank you, my brother. He said, just because you feel that the new head of state is someone you think is inferior to you, you decided to deceive your people to an unthinkable like, hello. This is what we are talking about. And that's why they always come and attack the video when they know that important information is about to go down. Exactly. And like, you now want to pick and choose. The best thing that Ojukwu could have done, say, okay, fine, I'm not happy that Agui Ironsi was taken out. Nobody, of course, you know what happens. These are military things, situationship things happen. is the reality now. Whatever you are doing, is it enough to rope the whole ethnic nation to it? Is it enough? Can't you do your thing by yourself? Can't you go and do your thing with your boys and answer for it? And can't you do your meeting by yourself? Attempt to do your coup by yourself and face the consequences. Why do you want to add the whole leave? Something that don't concern them. You went to America and collect the map, the flag that they are using already to be fighting for their own battle. So I told you people, everybody have their own katakata wahala they are dealing with in this life. As long as you have this king, now the situation where we dey for this life, everybody, every corner, you have to settle your. You now want to go and collect the something symbol of unity to unite everybody like this. You now want to use it, put a star on it, and you want them to come and help you to fight somebody like this. Hello, complete disconnect. Yeah, I always want us to have this conversation so that some people don't know, and maybe we're doing these videos and it's getting long, but it doesn't matter. After all, when Kanu is on live and ranting, he's there like 3 hours and they are glued to it. What are they listening in Gongoni? Even you that you started to listen to in the beginning, what was he saying? What was he saying? You that you have traveled all over, huh? Oh, the volume is up. So, I don't want to go into all those background, but at the end of it, when everything happened, everything came together, you understand. But when it came down to it now, the thing is now it is now a unitary system. And it's been a unitary system for some time. You will continue to remit to the center. And then there was, the counter coup, and power changed hands. And it is what it is. In military regimes, it happens. It happens. So if Agwe Ironsi was thinking he's going to be the supreme leader, that's the funny thing. When he did the decree and made himself the supreme leader, and I'm like, what is wrong with Umaya people and the supreme? Why do you want to be supreme? I don't know what is the thing with supreme. And this one came again and said he's supreme. And then I'm looking, he's still from the same region. Like, I don't know. Maybe there's something in their language that has supreme, or in their own local culture that supreme is added to it. So anyway, he became the supreme leader of Nigeria and centralized everything. So at the end of the day, there is a way you plan something, and in the end it is not working the way you planned it. That's just it. And then, so normally the normal thing to do is like, okay, it didn't work out, you calm down, you look for ways to go again. You look for another way to go again. But you don't do that. You don't say, oh, look, they buy our people here, they buy, and then the solution, you gather the remaining one to buy them again. Is that a solution? It's not a solution. As long as nobody is marching at your front to come and conquer you, like you are there, they want to come and take you out and eliminate you. How can you sit down there and be prepared and say you want to go and do this? I'm sure, I feel like these are the things, the embellishment of emotions and the feelings that they put in books that they write and tell us and make us feel that emotion with them. Yeah, so you don't like the new head of state. So what? It's your problem. Somebody in the village doesn't even know all those things. People in the farm, people in the market, they don't know all those things. So if you, as the leader of the Southeastern region, you don't like the new arrangement, you don't want to accept the new arrangement, then I'm signing out. You sign out. You back out. The next soldier go, soldier come. Simple. Soldier come, soldier go. Simple. So you are welcome to join the live stream if you want to tell us the history. So I want us to talk about the role of Ojukwu again. Let us talk about the role, because somehow they have lived in this, they have accepted this lie and this story so long. It's painful for them to hear someone saying something else, and so their only line of attack is insult and threat. Like the one that was drawing red line, like red line, Bitibawo, how? Red line, long. You want to draw red line for somebody on Facebook? Hello? And all of a sudden, somebody becomes your new savior immediately because they attach one word. Oh my sheo. So I'm telling you guys that what happened was Ojukwu went against the military rule, military regime. We saw it in our lifetime. When there was anything in military, you know the consequences. They will round you up. And I showed you the pictures in the first video. I showed you the pictures of how Adakaboro, under Ojukwu's regime, under Ojukwu's watch, Ojukwu was governor when Adakaboro declared to secede from Nigeria. He was the governor of Southeastern region. And since he says that it's the right of anybody, I want to show you the pictures again. Since he's saying that it's the right of anybody to leave whenever they want, so why didn't you allow Adakaboro people, when they did the revolution? Why didn't you allow them, say, yeah, it's their right, they can go anytime they want? Look at them. They were coming. They were not so many. They said they don't want to be part of Nigeria under the Eastern governor. They want to be their own country. That was what caused the whole thing. And for whatever reason, you can have said, since you want, that anybody can wake up and say they want to leave, you understand? So you will say, okay, you want to leave. Okay, which department do you want? How do you want it? No, instead, you round him up, clear them. Federal troops led by Aguiyi Ironsi, they came down hard. Look at him when they caught him. Federal troops, Nigerian military, they came hard. They cleared that place and said, go where? Well, what is Nigeria? Well, rubbish. You see him here, they took him, he went to court there in the Eastern region. He went to court, and the judgment, you know what the judgment is under military. Now, to finish. And they put him in if to say he quick them, said, now that time they for don't finish the man. But they put him for prison. They wait now. They put him inside. So at the end of the day, 5 months later, you are doing the same thing that Adakaboro did. 5 months later, under half a year, the same thing this man did, and you rounded him up with federal troops. They judge him. You know what awaits you. You don't want to go and answer the way this man, you caught him and he answered. This man here, you don't want to answer the way this man answered. You, this man here, you are the one that was in charge of that region as a governor. When this one they show, you run there and you arrested him and his men. You gather them. You gather them. See them. Isaac Abo, you see them. They don't gather all of them. They don't judge them. The same thing they did with you. And now your own is different, it's special. Because you don't want to go and answer for what you did. And because of that, you now carry the whole Igbo people and wrap them around your problem, your personal problem and personal ambition. Is it fair? Is it fair? And then the whole people refuse to see what the role he played. They lift him up in our psyche and tell us he's the hero, he's the savior of the people, whereas he's the chief manipulator, the one that caused all the biggie. So if you cannot stand to hear the real issue, the real cause, the real role, why are you going up and about disturbing the people's peace and forcing them to continue in this path that is a never land, never going to happen? No joy, no. Why? So, my dear people, this man they call Ojukwu, he is not the savior. He is the first Onyembu. He's the first Onyembu. And he lied that he has all the army, he has everything put together, and he lied that Nigeria have only 4 battalion. They are not even having equipment. That he have everything. He's going to deal with them. They will be shocked. I sent you the video in the chat and on Telegram. And at the end, he didn't have anything. He only had sticks for the young men. And he went to collect children, small children. He give them big title. Yeah, we have to say it. I say you people should come and tell us the version you people know. You people don't want to come and say it. Look at it. Look at them. Look at them. See them. Small, they gather all of them. He won't go. He won't go. President of Nigeria. And they don't want to hear anything. Don't just tell them Nigeria will burn. And you are talking about colonialism. You are talking about something that affects life. No? Close it. I will share the link later. I'll share the link. Yes, so everybody became colonel, became major general, lieutenant colonel, whatever. They don't want you to say it because that is their own industry now. There's nothing there. If there was anything there, do you think that Ojukwu's family will not be on it? Do you think that you are the one that will now be talking about it? Why Biafra, his wife, is being Nigerian ambassador? It's because you didn't look into the history. That is why anybody can come and lash onto that thing that Ojukwu did. Huh? Yeah, see, that's why. That's how Wazurike came. That's how Wazurike came. He became your king. See him. Ojukwu brought Wazurike. Look at Ojukwu here. Look at Wazurike. He groomed him. Still the same people. And everything is still about to have a place. There's nothing wrong if you're ambitious, if you want to be a governor, you want to be whatever in Nigerian government. There's nothing wrong with that. Then go for it. Fight for it. Work for it. You know, you don't have to use the whole people and robe the whole people. Look at Wike, the way Wike is fighting for his political battle. Fight for it. Speak out your intentions. Do whatever you have to do. You don't have to use the whole ethnic people. And now in the Southeast, people are under siege, sitting at home on Monday, sitting at home any day they like. You know, and then the same British you say is not good, is the same British you want them to come and save your later savior, because you didn't look at the issues critically. Look at it. Ojukwu brought him and he's there. Ojukwu brought him, like I'm showing you here. You can see Ojukwu brought him. And now look at him. When Ojukwu passed, he's still there representing. This is Ojukwu's wife. And then Ojukwu's wife will go ahead and become Nigerian ambassador to Spain, to wherever. You know, she's you know, a Nigerian diplomat, actually, a member of the Nigerian elite. And because you didn't look into that law, into that the precedence of things. That's why somebody like this will come and become your another savior, and you start to put wrapper on the ground for him to walk upon, your another savior. Because you don't want to listen to the real factual truth of what happened. You are playing on emotion, and you want somebody that will pass from the back door to become your king. You don't even know which uniform you want to use for the kingdom that he wants desperately. This is all a joke. It's a joke, a scam taken too far. The other brother was saying, Ojukwu, why should he accept the new head of state when there are superior officers from the southwest? Then let the southwest speak for the superior officer from the southwest, or at most you retire, you quit, and then you drop your hat. Eh? And that's why this one will come today. He's a prophet. Tomorrow he's a head of state from the back door. You want to be a king, you want to be a ruler, because you people fail to scrutinize the role that Ojukwu played, how he wanted to use the back door to become the president of Nigeria. And he created his own Nigeria light, in mini Nigeria. He now went to collect British pounds. The British that is not good, though. The British that did the colonialism, he using their language to do a Hera declaration, to declare her is a superwoman. He's the same British that we are talking about. The same British, the one went to the UK Parliament to come and say, let them come and free you. You go to European Union. How can you be anti-white and at the same time you are saying, European Union, come and help us. UK government, come and help us. EU, we went to EU. We went to. Are you a European? Are you a European? The same Britain that is not good. Britain is a British citizen. He was British citizen. On top of the same British that you say, oh, look at all the things that British did against us. The British, they did it. Look at the Queen. They did. But then he's a British citizen, meaning he is a subject of Her Royal Majesty. So based on that, he's a subject of the Royal Majesty, that the British counselor or diplomat in Nigeria, Katrina, they should come and save his life. They could come and the British people, they should come and live with their citizen. On top of the same thing you are talking about. Oh, are you talking about colonialism? You want to be the spokesperson of the whole African people. Who gave you that role to play? And you want to blame people that cause the waste of millions. You are not talking about the real person. The story we were told about was not 100%. It was also one-sided. Those that comforted him and told him the truth, he kpai them. Exactly. Ifa Jonah that almost stopped him, he lied against him and also kpied him. Exactly. And his family, yeah, imagine, how can you go to that extent, kpai somebody and his family because of your feelings? And me that I'm telling them the read to them, the one that is ignorant, the one that is there ranting, oh, the nation, the EU, oh, hey, they are coming, we are going to deal with them. Clifford Iranian was saying that Kano was supposed to go to Ukraine and get plane, but instead he went to, and today he said Uju is his new savior, the strongest woman. The same person that was paying Kano to go to Ukraine. Ask who? Is he a military man? Is he a head of state? You want to go to Ukraine to go and buy plane, war plane to come and fight Nigeria? Like these people, they are so disconnected once it has anything to do with this Biafra fraud. Because this is the biggest fraud in human history. And all just because Ojukwu want to escape the mutiny that he has caused for the military government, that he is part of it. He knows the consequences of what he has done because he did it just a few months back. So, my people, like in the absence of any other person coming to tell us, I think I've said all I needed to say. So, until Igbo people put Ojukwu where he put him in his place, and you need to, the place of Ojukwu in Igbo history is the place that German people dealt with that man that came to ruin them. Until you put Ojukwu in that place, in his memory, everything about him, you put him there and stop elevating him and put him where he belongs, in the dustbin. You're never going to recover from this. You will be rigmarolely. Once you hear the queen, oh, the queen, they did like this. Well, the queen, they did like this. But the queen, they should come and save Nnaha Buruna ever. Yeah? Yeah, they are so, like I was telling you guys, if not that maybe it is not people from our region that are in control of Nigeria. I believe that Nigeria will be so sectionalized by this time. I believe that Nigeria will not have access to different parts of the world, because they will be immediately, they will just so one-sided. They will say, oh, we are just Christians, we don't want to deal with anybody that is not Christian, we are just, like, you know I don't know. The brother that said he read history. I don't know the history. He said he read. He said there is another somebody, Ademu Yigba or something, in the southwest that was higher in rank. He should have been the one that was the head of state, and he didn't get it. Like, why should that be the problem of an average Igbo person in the village, or in Lagos, or in anywhere that they were in Nigeria? There was a problem. The issue was to make sure to fight, so as a regional government, that the issue stop, that is taken care of, and you get the government to promise to protect the people, and you end it there. You know that you will not address, because you want to become the president, so that you will not go and be doing become head of state from back, all because you don't want to go and face the consequences of what you have done, because you know what you have done, because you did it to somebody under the space of 4 months ago. But if, cause our people does the opposite, and their favorite thing is to do is showing and worship the one. I don't know. Say so Joe Elegba. He says so Joe Elegba. And I believe that maybe one of the things that made them to remove history as a core course in Nigeria was because the history at the time, it was European people that brought all this history, and they were just learning history of the world, quasi like through the European lens. And there was not enough information about our people. But I think that now there are people who have studied history. There are people that it is now time for us to write our own story and write our own history, and put ourselves back in the history of today. You understand? So I don't know. They keep saying, "Yeah, you don't know history. You don't know history." Which history? Which history? So it is the duty of the government to appoint people that will write history, and a board that will check the stories, and let it be our own, because now the history of the world, they are writing it. German are writing their own history. Everybody writes their own history. So at the time, we were just learning about British history and British conquest and British everything, you understand, European history. And so it was made to become optional, like geography. So you had three options at senior secondary level, to do either history, to do geography, or to do literature. Me, I chose literature in my time. I know some people chose history. Like my brother, he chose history at that time. And there are some people, and then you could go on and study it in the university. So this story that they say, oh, Nigeria remove history, is not completely true. It's just that they put it at the SS level, senior secondary school level, where you get to choose that if you will do it, and you will go ahead and do it in the WAEC. So normally it was geared towards senior WAEC exam, West African examination. So if you wanted to do like law, history, arts, so you can choose history, something like that. Yeah. So he said he didn't even know that the war never got to Neil. The thing is, like I'm just trying to go back to the real root of it. When he was making maths and they were telling him stop, everybody that tried to stop him, everybody that tried to stop him, he just kind of by them, or he gave them house arrest. They were not allowed to move around. They were sabo. That's still where the word sabo come from. Like this one, now they will come and insult me. They will be attacking my page. They want to buy, and that's where the sentiment come that they begin to buy people that they even this one that they buy the whole family. That's where it came from. So you have to deal with that Ojukwu and his memory and eliminate it from the consciousness of the people. If you don't do that, you will be pointing finger at everybody. Everybody will be the one that did it, except anybody from your own side. You understand? Me, I don't accept insult as a comment. If you insult, I block you. So you can go to where you are free to insult. I don't entertain insults here. you know like I've also done a video where I mentioned something about the talk that Ojukwu Awolowo betrayed Ojukwu. I feel like at any time you are able to assess the situation and know whether road dey here or not, who's or the ever or the ever. You can always um come out of any agreement because it's not favoring you. Even when you go and buy something, you can look at it and say, well, you understand. So at the end of the day, whatever personal agreement you have with Awolowo, whatever conversation you are having, if Awolowo will come out and assess the situation and look at it and say, man, there is no road here, there is no road here, no need. As he withdraw, why did you put your head inside? Why didn't you withdraw and wait for another time? At least anolata echibunta. At least if today market no sell, tomorrow market go sell. If Awolowo withdraw, why you shook head? That is the question you will be asking, because this is the tricks they use to deviate the blame, to exonerate Ojukwu so that he doesn't take that responsibility of the wahala wey e cause for Ndi Igbo gangan. Eh? So I've never said there was no colonialism, all those things existed. And we can be lucky that we still have our own homeland. They, like, for example, people in South Africa, do you know what they did? They relocated them. They will come, they will say they want to use this place for whatever. They will pack all of them, go and put them somewhere. That's why they have shanty towns. They don't have villages, unlike ourselves. So we were even lucky that we didn't get to that extent. Or you want to talk about people, you that you went to carry your visa, you go to America. Ask the people where they America who get that place. The same thing with Australia, the same thing with New Zealand, everywhere. These people, they conquer the world. Today, they have made a woman of Nigerian descent in Britain, the Secretary of State. She's being celebrated as the new Secretary of State in the Britain. Now, as we are talking, can you allow that? Ojukwu doesn't even need just defamation. You need to remove him. Like anybody, like you don't mention his name. Like the way German people treat Hitler, until Igbo people learn to treat Ojukwu like that, they will never be free from that venom because it's deep and too much Okwafo. There is nothing, you have to deal with it the way it is. You have to, the way German people, like if you even mention that name here, no, you can't name somebody over him. You can't even do any sign, nothing that resemble him. If anybody, there can be a witness, you are going in immediately. Nobody condones it. Because if you don't treat it, even at that, there are people on the corner justifying what he did and say, oh, what about the road he built? What about the highway? No, but you don't want it. But until, what is the good thing about what he did? Tell me one good thing. Eh? Obinna, do you want to come and tell us one good thing that you think that you should reserve some? There are five and Kanu length. You see the video. I put that video in the chat. That's why I don't want to share it here. I put that video in the chat. You see the way he was talking. I deal with them. They have, and they will be shocked at what is coming to them. Like say now, like as if it's na romance, as if na novel, and they will be shocked at what is coming to them. Today, like as I'm talking to you, a Nigerian woman, the lady is born in Nigeria. I think the parents are born in Nigeria. Let me share her picture with you guys. So this is the new Kemi Badenoch, MP, Secretary of State for International Trade and President of the Board of Trade. Yeah. So that's it. She has been made it today. See her coming out in Britain. The telegram chat is Blessedom channel. Our sister, you guys in the UK, you know more, but this is what we are seeing. So the woman came forth in the race for the UK Prime Minister. Imagine, fought long. So you can see she's talking. See people are receiving her, and but we want to be stuck and be crying. Huh? We want to be stuck and be crying. There's no room. There's nobody saying you shouldn't cry. Nobody say anybody should go and be mourning the Queen of England. I have already enough mourners. Nobody's saying you should go and mourn him. But the thing is, why you want to talk about Biafra and you are not talking about the person that instigated the Wahala Gongo self? I'm online. Yeah. So you understand? I just say, let me show you people. Just a second, please. Yeah. So my people, I really said all I wanted to say. Yeah. So my people, what is it? Yeah, stay there. Close the door. Close the door? Yeah. Close the door? I think you should close. Please close the door. Close the door? Go and close the door now. Sorry, my people. Yeah, so I think I have to leave you now. I'm getting disturbed. Mach mal zu, ich komm gleich. So at the end of the day, at the time it was what they were doing, and we were not the only ones that it happened to. But you see this one that about Biafra, you can never exonerate Ojukwu, and because you continue to exonerate Ojukwu, you continue to suffer the harm. Because if there is no justice in the heart of people, because Ojukwu did not get the consequence he's supposed to get, because it was an unnecessary instigation. It was unnecessary, absolutely unnecessary. There was no justification for that. And you're not going to say, oh, why did they come and fight? Oh, they block food. You that you want to go and fight, why didn't you provide food, have a food bank and food tank and fortify yourself as Russia is there now? Can they go and be saying, oh, Ukraine did not feed us, oh, Germany did not allow us to import food? If they not see food chop, is it not their own? Anybody send them message, make them go, they fight. But because they know what they are up to, they are ready. Even though they block everywhere, say they no go use money, all this hard to pay, they don't already create their own quado ready. You don't have anything you are not doing, but you want to be head of state from back door. That's the problem. Always in a hurry to come and lead. He was a very selfish man, very egoistic. And now you don't want to recognize the new head of state. And you disobey the military order and you don't want to face the consequences. You now turn it to Igbo palabra. And the people are not seeing it. The people are not seeing it. They are not seeing that they are using them. So I decided that I would do this video again about the role of Ojukwu. Whatever name you come, it doesn't change the fact that your Ojukwu, Chineke ga-aza him and his generation for all the evil he brought upon his people. Chineke na ga-aza Ojukwu ahụ. Shebi his wife is there patrolling anywhere you see head of state of Nigeria, governor of Nigeria. Why you no go dey fight for the kingdom wey husband dey fight for? Why in dey go dey become ambassador of Nigeria? E dey forbid to be Biafra ambassador. God will answer them. God does not sleep. Even though you people are trying to exonerate him, trying to uplift him, in the eyes of God and the evil he did. Did you see that they went to look for all the people that lost, all the children they took to other places in Africa? Did you see them ever doing anything? It's to sit down and be pointing finger. The people that are supposed to talk and educate the people, they want to keep these people in this permanent state of anger and bitterness against other people for the problem they brought on their own people. Look at all over the world. Our people are running amok. The same problem, no control, no accountability. Like as if everybody is suffering from an MPD, a collective MPD problem. You cannot be speaking for the whole of Africa. Who made you the spokesperson? People are talking about the crime, all these things the colonial people did to them. They are going there to their parliament to talk it. Who sent you to go tweet to go the talker for social media? Because the one that he did is affecting the people. That one Uju is doing is misplaced. It's misplaced. I don't hate anybody. I'm trying to hold him accountable and his memory accountable for what he did. I don't hate anybody, but what he did, there has to be some accountability and justice. It's not about hate. It's bringing him and his memory to the accountability of what he did. So don't turn it around. If you turn it around, I will block you. I don't abide belligerence of any form. You can go to Simon Ekpa and clap for him all you want. I don't abide that. I don't hate anyone, but if you really want consequences for actions, then you begin with the main perpetrator. You hold him accountable for the role he played. You hold him accountable. You don't want to hold him accountable, but you want to go and hold people very far away who no send you message. Did they send any troops to come and help them? Did you needed to use military to go and fight Britain before you gain independence? Maybe they gave you the independence. Very selfish in interest. Very selfish interest. You don't like the new head of state, then resign. Resign. Being a governor is not your human right. I don't know. Ask him. Ask him. What happened if Ozu lose the election? Back to square one. They will go back now because is it not, didn't we see it in 2019? And after that, the fear, he came back very huge again, So you cannot have any conversation with these people. Their mind is blocked. And they want to only attack and insult. That's just it. They want you to keep quiet so that they will continue to be spreading the remaining the gibberish. You go and take out people, buy them, waste generation in the name of say they are sabotage. What are they exactly sabotaging? The same Ojukwu that came back and he talking about party, he want to be a member of parliament of the same Nigeria. So you need to hold him accountable first. Hold him accountable. Ask him. Like there are people that, for example, there was one BBC broadcaster. He was a very popular, rich broadcaster. And by the time he took the time, it took for him to pass. I've been trying to delete this guy, is still here. Coming. Yeah. So, you know, um, he was very popular and big, and at that time how the studio is, to get into picture was a big deal, so he took advantage of it and he messed up a lot of young women. It was even at his passing that people had the courage to come out. It was during his passing people had the courage to come out and were saying what he did. Even though because he has passed, that they will not say, okay, forget it. No, they took his estate, everything to his memory. They took it to court, and those people won. And they won compensation from his estate that he left behind. And such can be done with Ojukwu. And because all the luxury and all the estate that his family are still living off is largely from what they got from there. You say, I don't know the validity of one of the stories. We were told that the British came to Ojukwu first and asked him for oil, but he refused. If that was true, why did he refuse such offer? That was his beginning. And there was nothing like that, actually. There was nothing like that, my sister. Actually, what happened is that will you be soliciting for something that is already under your control through the Nigerian government? It was already under the control. Ojukwu never stood a chance. There was nothing in place. Like, it was impossible. There was nothing. It was, it was just a complete waste. And Alex Madebo said it. Go to YouTube and check the interview that Alex Madebo did with BBC Igbo before he passed. He said it. There was no chance. It was like obvious. There was nothing. He was just trying to escape that mutiny. That was all. So the British government was already, on that jit things that was going on, and they were, Nigeria was already in their pocket. So what? It's just like, is it not the same thing? Like, if you look at it, you see Nnamdi Kanu replaying the same thing. Because Ojukwu told them that uh, Nigeria people have only 4 battalion, and they are not even equipped. They only have small equipment here and there. And you hear that they are even trying to get aeroplane. They don't even have anything, but they are going to be shocked at what is coming at them, and they will be shocked, and they will take, and it's not going to be a long time, and that is a promise. The same way, didn't Kanu tell them that all the barracks are empty? And it's going to be a walkover. That they will be concentrated with Boko Haram in the north, and they will not have time, and then they will deal with them. They are bookie. They don't have sense. Just clear them. It's a walkover. That's how they beat them up and tell them the things that other people take decades to prepare. They will just wake up one day and say, yes, yes, now like this, and then they want to have it immediately. If they don't have it immediately, wahala. Yeah, he was the governor of the Eastern region. I said that already. He was the governor of Eastern region. And what happened was, because at the time, there was coup and then there was counter coup, and before the Eastern region and every region was having their own government, generating their own resources and using it for themselves. Then after the coup that Aguiyi came, they now use their Obasabi to go and change the constitution or change the system that Britain left. Britain left this kind of parliament system that they are using in their country. That's what they left. But the people wey no pass, wey don go America, go learn American system, they now came back and change it to American system. You understand? So they now made it central. So meaning that when you are in the region, when you get the money, you bring it to the center, then the center will redistribute it. That's where all these things started, you know. So at the end of the day, um Ojukwu didn't have anything that was really something that he was going to contend with. There was really nothing. It was just a matter of time, and just a waste of human resources and everything. There was just the only thing why it even lasted, because they were still looking at it like one people and all those things. But immediately they stopped the food to flow. That was it. That was it. Because the same people you are fighting, the food you are eating is still coming through that place. There was no food, there was no medicine, there was nothing. Do you know that 20% of those by their fellow? Yeah. Yeah, of course, and they were on the road taking young, small children, all those things, doing all those kind of things, many things, many untold things. And that's where all this survival by anyhow came into the society, just kind of ruined the fabric of the communities. Anyhow, anything goes. That's where it started. There was no need for you to be unruly like that. Every community had, their structure, and everything was in place. So at the end of the day, um, Ojukwu didn't have what it takes, like I was saying, and the British people didn't need to have any kind of negotiation with him, because, Nigerian government was already, an ex-colony of Nigeria, so there was already a lot of cooperation between Nigeria and because that when a country wants to secede, normally they will come to fight for their own territorial integrity. So it happened under Aguiyi. It happened under Aguiyi, like I was saying, and Ojukwu was the one that even went to arrest Adaka Boro, and they, sentenced him immediately. So Ojukwu knows what was coming, because he knows the consequences of what he did. So he was trying to avoid it. That's all. So he could start it because he was governor of the Eastern region then. So the only difference what happened was they made it a unitary system. Yeah, I lost my chain of thought. They made it a unitary system. That means you have to remit what you get to the center instead of using it for yourself. And that was happening from January to around that July when the Kantaku happened and Ironsi was taken out. So when Ironsi was taken out, that means the new head of state is now Gowon. So Ojukwu now refused to remit to the center because he don't want to accept that Gowon is now the new head of state. And his reason is that Gowon is a junior officer that has superior officer in the southwest, according to one of our brother that is trying to defend the indefensible, you know. So he's not saying that, oh, why should they accept there are junior officers? So you don't have to accept it. You can also resign and stop being the head of the governor of the eastern region. Another person will take over the governor of the eastern. You don't have to say, okay, you refuse, and because of it, you now cut off the eastern region and make it your own country. Whereas right under your watch, inside the eastern region, somebody wanted to break away from the eastern region to form his own country, and you fought that person and brought the person back inside Nigeria, and all of a sudden you want to take the whole eastern region out of Nigeria because he was the governor. So they just did that unitary system to say, okay, to have the control from the center. So when Gowon came in, Gowon was the one that now actually split the regions into states. But if they didn't centralize it, Gowon will not have the premise to even break it further into states. Yeah. So at the end of the day, a lot of people just come, their whip up sentiment, and I don't even know where this allure and this desire to become fighters to go and fight is coming from. Because before the British people came, Igbo people didn't have military, they didn't have army. There was no need for it. They were living in lush forests. There was food, there was land, and everybody had land allocated to every family. You could grow your own food, you could cultivate your own. They didn't really have all these kings that took everything and everything was under them, and that you have to pay tax to the kings and all those things. You understand? So there was really no need to have military. They were not feudal. Because if they were feudal, they would have even conquered all those people around them. And there was nothing like that. So they were just in different corners doing their own things. No, it was not Gowon that implemented it. It was Agui Ronsi. And in fact, as a matter of fact, Ben Nwabweze is alive today. He is a constitutional lawyer that they sat down and rewrote the constitution and made the decree that made Agui Ronsi the supreme leader. And that is where Nnamdi Kanu is also coming from, his supreme leader. So that supreme is inside them. I don't know. So it was not Gowon. They changed it already, and that's the issue. So he changed it to unitary system. That means the four regions of Nigeria, the north, the midwest, the southwest, and the southeast, will now be remitting to the Lagos. At the time, it was Lagos that was capital of Nigeria. So they were remitted to Lagos until Agi Ironsi was taken out in the contact that happened in July. So that was where the problem started. And immediately Gowon came. Ojukwu said he would not accept. He don't like Gowon, that Gowon is junior. Gowon should not be head of state. That is the main issue. And because of that, he disobeyed the order of sending money and normally the way it's supposed to happen. And under military law, that is mutiny, and it has consequences. And Ojukwu don't want to face that mutiny consequence, and he used the old Igbo people, tie wrapper, put them for ground, waka on top them. I'm telling you the only truth. So if you go, if you like, you buy inside, you will sacrifice anything, you will still come back. Maybe in your old age, God grant you long life to this truth. Nothing more. Bye. What is force? I don't even know what you say is force. Yeah, so when did they start to buy people in the north? Was it the first time? What were you doing in the north? Shebi it was regional government. Why didn't you stay in your region and mass? You know what caused the pogrom now? When they went to take out their leaders and the riot broke out. You know what happened now? So that was not the reason. That's what Ojukwu is using as an excuse. Meanwhile, that's not the first time. It has happened in 1940 something. It has happened in 1950 something. They can't, even after the whole Biafra or whatever, everybody still packed themselves back to all those places, and the whole thing continued. 1982, 1983, up till today. Bottom line is Igbo land continue to be a place that people are not able to live in. And that's supposed to be our priority. That's supposed to be what we're supposed to be fighting for. Not to be defending people that cannot deliver, mediocres that will come up and become governors and councillors that nobody will ask them questions. They will embezzle all the money. They will say, support your own. Ah, okay, okay. Yeah, so the all this one happened at the time of the war, or of the after the coup. That was when all this one happened. It's not about what actually triggered the initial one. Ojukwu was ready for it. I shared the video yesterday. Go and watch the video I did yesterday. I played the video where he was boasting. So before you are blaming anybody, you look at Ojukwu and hold him accountable. You know, you people operate with hate. That's why you put it to me that I hate. I don't hate him. You need to hold him accountable to his memory, to his family. His family know what he did. And do you think that if there was anything in it, that you will be the one talking about it? You think you are the one talking about it? Go to Scotland. Their prime minister is the one talking about it. And now, exactly, in a conflict, there is people buying on both sides, but they make it look like Biafra soldiers were just peaceful walking. They didn't do any. They didn't hurt a fly. And Nigerian people just don't give them food, don't just give them water. They just buy all of that. We're talking about a major conflict on both sides. People were lost. People were lost. So, my people, thank you so much for being a part of this program. Thank you so much. So, as usual, there is nothing to say. The only people that want to say anything, they can only insult, or they will tell you that you hate Igbo people, you hate your own people. Meanwhile, look at what the problem they are causing. Hmm? Yeah. So, yeah. For example, look at what is going on in the Southeast since 1999 that this new dispensation came in. What can we point to as a real development that came to the Eastern region through our governorship, leadership of our own sons and daughters in our own places of origin? Nothing sustainable. And at the end of the day, we have to go out there because human beings are like that. You have to survive and you must live. If there's nothing happening there, you have to live. Nobody enjoys running up and down, but it's because you don't have. You don't have. And then, on a larger scale, the whole of Africa, the same thing. That's why we are scattered everywhere. Everybody is looking down on us. because we have not even come into the new century, and we are talking about the one they did 50 years ago, 60, 100 years ago. And if we don't sit up, more is coming. As we are looking at the big katakata is about to burst now, like world www number 3. That is not what we are supposed to be concentrating upon. But I decided to do this video today to put it on record that until Igbo hold Ojukwu accountable for the role he played, for what happened to them, they will continue to bear this brunt of running in circles and never being able to pinpoint what is wrong or what is happening to them. Nigeria is moving forward though, but the Southeast is backward. That's the truth. Nigeria is moving forward. If you go to other places, the way they were in 1999, they have changed. If you go to the Southeast, they are the same. They remain the same. Barely anything changed. In my video like this some days ago, I showed you Akwa Ibom, showed you Eket, showed you Ikore Ekpene. They are massive transformation. They look like Abuja suburbs. If you look at Aba and Omahia, they remain like the same military colonial outpost. Nothing big, no city center, nothing mega. The same thing, go to Oka, nothing. They're like no big deal. You know, so there's no real transformation. If you want to stay there, you never get launched. So you need to leave. Nigeria is moving forward. If you go to other parts of Nigeria, you will be out. If you go to Bauchi, go to Gombe, man, if you look at what is going on there, you think it's a joke. Major, like you see transformation on a large scale. It's not about one person go and get money and come and build one building in one place. No, that's not what we're talking about. So I always use Akwa Ibom because it's very close. You can quickly run there and look at it for yourself. Or you want to try David Duke, what he did in Calabar. Calabar is very beautiful place. Very, very, very beautiful. So you cannot use you're just in one place, rigmaroling. Even Medugri that was under all this wahala. Go there and see for yourself. Our people are still there. Many cannot go. He never spoke up about the bad leadership of Umuahia. Never. In fact, they were paying him homage, paying him money, visiting him as if he was their fellow colleagues. Why? Because it was a good diversion. It was keeping the people busy, looking away from their incompetence. As we are talking now, Abia State Polytechnic have lost accreditation or a battle. As we are talking now, Abia State University have lost accreditation for medical degrees. Because why? They are owing their institutions salaries. Yeah, they are not funding the education. There's nothing happening. Everywhere is in chaos. There's no school. The schools look like breakdown, So in my other videos, maybe I will bring out those videos I used to show you guys on my hand like this and show you the state of schools in the Southeast. So if you go to your village, try to check the community schools in your villages and bring it. Let's see. Go to Lokoja, Kogi State, Lason. You can't believe your eyes. You can't believe your eyes. There is a transformation all around. So just because you're stuck doesn't mean that other people are stuck. So because you are stuck and you can envisage, say, oh, destroy it, doesn't mean other people want theirs destroyed, because other people are working hard to uplift theirs. And that is the truth. All right, guys. Have a nice weekend. Hopefully, by the grace of God, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Hey, Chika, I greet you. He never had good intention, Chike. Don't say that, honestly. There was no good intention. He was just trying to save his ass. There was absolutely no good intention. Bye for now. Bye.